Yo, what's up guys, it's NLW Figs here, back again with another video. Part 2 of this Q&A. I've already answered some of your questions, but there was a couple that I also wanted to get round to, so I'll get to those in this video. But before we start, make sure you like the video if you enjoy it and subscribe for more wrestling figure content. But without further ado, let's get into some more questions. Right Guy Awesome 2.0 has a couple of questions. First of all, who's your favourite actor? It is not The Rock. And I had to think about this one for a while because I don't really think about who my favourite actor or actress is. I would say probably Brad Pitt. He's been in a lot of films that I quite like. Inglourious Bastards, Fight Club. There's a couple of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, like a lot of films that I enjoy watching. Oh, and Seven as well. Watch Seven if you've not before. Great film. So I'd say Brad Pitt. It's probably a cliche answer, but there you go. They also ask, what's your favourite match that you've filmed so far? Other than probably the Royal Rumbles, just because of the amount of time that went into those matches. Most recently, I would have to say, the Triple Cage between Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens. Just trying to film that entire thing was a nightmare, having to set it up and take it down and whatnot. But yeah, like the three-tiered cage idea, one that I've been wanting to do again for a while since I did it a couple of years ago, and I'm glad that it came out looking great, and the spots in it were fantastic in my opinion. Like, just we had a lot of fun filming and writing for it, and then the twist ending with Jeff Hardy walking out as the champion. A great match that I'm very proud of. Favourite era of wrestling? This is easy for me, the Ruthless Aggression era. Although I did like watching the Attitude era, Ruthless Aggression era is where I kind of grew up watching it, starting in like 2006, like John Cena, Batista, all that jazz. Really into that. Other than that era, I know the Ruthless Aggression is quite an obvious answer. SmackDown 2016 was a time where I had a lot of fun watching wrestling as a wrestling fan. I was watching Ring of Honor and Impact as well. And likewise 2018, I was watching the likes of Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and 205 Live as well was fantastic in that year, as was NXT. The main roster, it was fine, but it was also the year that I went to WrestleMania and I had a lot of fun there. So probably either 2018 watching all the different independent promotions or Ruthless Aggression, pick one. And another question, what's your favourite wrestling and TV show to watch? So, favourite wrestling show, Boom Boom Dynamite obviously. It's the only one I can watch all the way through every week. Even Rampage is a bit naff these days, but yeah, I watch Dynamite every week. There's always something fun to look forward to on it. In terms of TV shows, I watch a lot of Bob's Burgers, and Gravity Falls is a fantastic show that I've only just recently got around to watching. Yeah, just a great entire story arc, you know, especially for like a kid's cartoon. It's very fun to watch as an adult as well, so I'd recommend it for all ages. It's funny, well written and all that jazz. There's other shows I really watch, but I'm not really sure. I enjoyed Squid Game, you know, and I enjoyed You on Netflix. It was a bit cringe, but it was funny at points, and I did enjoy watching that show. But yeah, there's a bunch of them, but off the top of my head, the one that I kind of put on when I'm trying to relax is Bob's Burgers. Wrestlistic asks, how do you schedule your things to be regular? So, like Scott Steiner would say, it's all about the numbers and the odds. Well, yeah, kinda. So sometimes I'll film like 2 matches a day, and I'll think of it that way, or I'll film a lot in advance. Obviously not now that my hard drive, I'll keep mentioning it, but it's a big thing on my mind, leave me alone. But yeah, so the stuff like the daily uploads on the NLW Figures channel, I filmed like 3 or 4 videos in one day, and I'm planning on doing the same today so that I can take breaks when I need to, so it's not like I'm forced to film a video a day, although this is probably going to be uploaded tonight on the Friday that you see this. But again, it's stuff that I kind of write down and plan. So on my whiteboard, I've got like a whiteboard behind my computer, and I'm looking at it now. It's got in order the list of stuff I want to film and the list of uploads I want to do, and there's like ones that are important, ones that aren't as important, so I kind of prioritize the NLW stuff over anything else. And then like the Patreon stuff also takes top priority because those guys are paying for it, you know. And then moving down, I kind of just see where I can kind of plug the schedule and where to place things. It's all like planned on like calendars and in notes apps and what have you, so it's just finding a schedule that works for you really. For me, I used to just film a lot. Like last year in lockdown, I filmed a bunch of episodes, which took me up until Ungovernable, so that's quite a while, and it meant that I had a lot to upload while I was still finishing university. So yeah, it's just about working out how quickly you can kind of put content out there, and just working within your schedule and making sure you don't really stress yourself out, if you see what I mean. Awesome Wrestling Figures asks, do you watch any Pickfed? I try to watch. I used to try and watch as much as possible. I don't really have the opportunity as much now because of just time that I'm just doing, you know, either I'm at work or I'm filming NLW stuff, so I don't have the time a lot of the time to just sit down and watch Pickfed. But I enjoy most of what I see, you know, like Stage Creator, incorporating stop motion into his recent Royal Rumble was really cool. MDT as well, anytime they put out an episode, I'll watch that. Spam Wrestling, GSD, W3A, there's so many feds out there that are doing great things, and I'd recommend to anyone really just to watch as many pick feds as you can, because it gives you ideas for your own pick fed. And yeah, a lot of hard work goes into it, so you know, credit to everyone doing it. I think everyone's killing it at the moment, so good on them. And another question from Awesome Wrestling Figures, what do you think about the whole AEW versus WWE thing? And they've also put a question, I might as well answer it, Roman or Punk, who's hotter in wrestling? I don't know if that can be answered really. You know, Roman Reigns is at the top of his game, CM Punk is back after so many years. It's difficult to compare because it's two different products and two different personalities, so I would have a hard time choosing either way really on that regard. But as regard to the whole AEW versus WWE thing, like what you like really. Just don't pressure people into hate watching, or what I'm trying to say is, don't let people put you down for what you like. If you just like to watch WWE and not AEW, then that's completely fine. And if you like to watch AEW and not WWE, that's fine too. There's too much bickering between fan bases, and you know what? The wrestlers all like each other, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. They're not in a war, they're all friends. Maybe WWE and AEW fans, because a lot of them watch both, so it's fine. I personally don't really watch WWE these days, I just watch AEW, but there's still performers in WWE that I like. So my main message would be support the wrestlers, not necessarily the wrestling companies. There you go. And we come on to a couple of questions from Davy and Pickfed Lonely. One wrestler you want to use but no, you never can use. I'm not going to mention C. Benoit, that's a bit too obvious, maybe Chris B. But one wrestler that I don't really want to use, but not for like bad reasons, is Brody Lee. Obviously I was pushing him hard in my Fed before he passed, and he's someone that I might bring back in a couple of years, but you know, at the moment it's just a bit, you know, too soon, so it is what it is. And there's also stuff I don't want to be like disrespectful to the dead, you know, so that's a real shame, because Brody Lee as well was going to be someone who I was going to push to like the main event scene and become like metal champion as well. But yeah, like it's just obviously a tragic situation, but we'll end on a bit of a lighter note. Aside from that, we've got Orange Cassidy. Damien Pickfed Lonely asks, how hard is it posing the Orange Cassidy figure? Not terrible, like there's ways around it that I found. I'm just hoping that the Series 8 release is more durable in the pants section here, because obviously made of jeans, it's a cool feature, but at the same time kind of limits movement, but I've managed to work it quite well. And another question you asked was your favourite match you filmed from every Patreon request. That would be unfair. I don't want to offend anyone if I picked one over the other. Basically, all I'll say is every Patreon match I get a chance to film is my favourite, because it's you know, it's your ideas and I like bringing them to life. There you go. Bit of a cheesy way to end, but there it is. So that's most of the questions done. If I didn't get around to answering your question, I do apologise, but there are a couple that I just left out, unfortunately not having the time to answer them all, but I will hopefully do another Q&A in the future, so you'll have a chance to ask it again, and I'll hopefully get around to answering it. And if there's any questions you guys have that you want me to answer, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try and get to them. That's it from me. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to NLW Figs for more wrestling figure content. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another video.